All right, so there is a young lady on YouTube that I watch quite a bit, right? Because she covers kind of like similar story. Barrister Neze, right? Nezeville, and I like her content. I listen to her. I met her. Not met her. I've seen her on other platforms before. Some other two ladies that are sisters, and I don't know how I stumbled to this, but it's YouTube. You can stumble anyhow into anybody, So but basically, she released a 1 minute audio yesterday that I haven't seen anybody pushing anywhere. And that 1 minute audio, it was, I was like, wait, there's more to this, and I haven't seen anybody pushing it. You know, and I'm like, okay, that would be interesting, but I wanted to come here and play it so you guys can see what we're dealing with when it comes to Emeka Ike. You know, Emeka Ike, it's not about him personally. It's about all the Emekas out there. Not people named Emeka, but people that are relating more with Emeka here than. In fact, I was just in a conversation before I came on, and a lot of people are completely disconnected from abuse as a thing in Nigeria. As a culture, they're disconnected from it, right? And if there's another better word or something that we can use, because that time when we say abuse, it means you are just cursing somebody out. Like, that person's abusing me, you're just cursing them out, right? And they didn't mean verbal abuse either. They just mean calling them names or trying to hit them below the belt with your words. It might not. They might be doing it to each other. They say they're abusing each other. That was how they used the word abuse. But abuse is obviously larger than that, and we need to start paying attention. As long as one person think or start to feel like they're being abused financially, verbally, physically, obviously, right? Emotionally, we got to pay attention. Gentlemen especially, we got to pay attention, because you go do shalaye tired, you will lose your family. And the reason will be, in fact, it will be your fault. Okay? Because ignorance is not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. If you see something if you see something that's confusing, as opposed to holding your feet to the ground and coconut heading it all the way out and say they're just all wrong, and we're talking about your family, right? Maybe it's a better idea to say, hey, something is off. Let me not worry about the semantics of what's off. Let me learn, because I'm confused. It's time to learn something new, right? But what we see people doing, and they'll cap. They'll say, hey, it's just internet. We're just having opinion. This is exactly how you're going to handle your relationship if you get hit with crisis. These are your ideologies. This is how you think. This is your outlook on life. This is how you see things. Okay? And some of us were just like you, but we're lucky to be on the other side. You might not be as lucky as I am. You might lose your family first, and then use extra coconut head before you realize that, wait, this thing's not working. And Emeka Ike, from all indications from what we've seen thus far, has been doing the coconut head thing for a minute. And that's why we're going to talk about this. Emeka Ike is back to the stage. Shout out to all of you, all 76 of you watching me live. Let's keep talking. I only can address the person that's talking. I cannot make assumptions or take a quote-unquote witness, a weirdo witness out of nowhere, because it was the wife who said that's my witness anyway, and the witness came out and said gibberish and lost his credibility. I can't take him seriously. I'll bet I'll rather use the words coming out of her mouth. She did say some things, and we've been using those words that's coming out of her mouth, right? What I know, let me speak for myself. What I know is that I heard a lot more self-accountability, right, from her than him. I actually haven't heard any self-accountability from him. I haven't heard any till now, till this moment. It's been everybody else's fault but him. And by the way, including his own child. Let me play this audio for you. Shout out to Nesville. I got this from Nesville. She hasn't released the. She's just like a hell of a teaser video that she's coming out with. I'll be on the lookout for it. But let me play it.
They are using you as a force against me, and you're standing and you're telling me, this is what I will do. Michael, fuck you. It has just started, Michael. I'll crush Emma. I will trash Emma. Better remove yourself from that woman, or you will be crushed along. I have a son from Sierra Leonean president's daughter. Former Sierra Leonean president's daughter. If you don't know, and he's your age mate, so stop bragging, nigga. That's one that a prostitute's daughter made for me. That's what you are. Trailer, jam your head, bust them for road, make you dramatic. Shovel, scrape them for ground, go put them for dustbin. Don't write me again. Don't call me. I don't want to see you. Because when I come for you, you will shut to death.
Ele Yoda. Say what? Not the Indomie generation on the screen. Jesus Christ. And they start showing spaghetti. Is that spaghetti or Indomie? Wahala. Does that sound like Emeka Ike? That's allegedly him. I don't know if they doctored his voice. What y'all think? I don't know if they doctored his voice or not. Okay, I'm sure he might come out and say my voice was doctored. The Indomie generation Nigerians on the internet will say, do you know what happened before he said that? Do you know what happened? Our grandmas. Somebody was just telling me on Clubhouse. Our grandmas, they will say things and we say things to us. I said, they are all abusers. Are you not understanding that was all abusive behavior? Yeah, but everybody is becoming soft. You're right. But you go collect. You lose your family. If you don't start paying attention. See, this one is obvious. You can avoid it. You can say, hey, generation Timbo Abi. Okay, Atigbo Emabi, no? That's the easy one. You can say that and get away with it. It's the small, minute, minuscule, not so obvious, subconscious ones that you won't see coming if you don't get it together. Especially you gentlemen. If you don't get it together, this is gonna bite you in the butt. Do you want to hear it again? I haven't seen the video yet. Okay, apparently she might be working on it, but I haven't seen that audio being played anywhere. I'm not sure everybody knew that audio existed. They know the other one where it said jam truck 400. I'm telling you. Hit that like button. I beg, hit that like button. Thank you. I appreciate all of you that's here. Madman witness. The guy who was calling himself a witness. We'll get to that in a second. Okay. But, so I should go and be calling Emeka and asking like, I know you are innocent. Emeka, I know you are innocent. I know that boy upset you before you said that. Right, I know that boy upset you, and I know you want to. Can you tell us what was happening? They were manipulating you, right? I knew it. He said we are in our own emotions. No, that's not emotional. I know what it sounds like when a man don't collect shege from a woman and he doesn't know what to do with that, when he lacks the skills. Okay. Emma, I don't know if she's a victim, but that boy, from what I just listened to, is a victim. Abi, she can play again. We can play him again. That's a victim. Did you not hear it? That's what we call abuse from where we're growing up from now, Abi. At least verbal abuse. Can you agree to this is verbal abuse? Like, never mind what created it. These actions are his responsibility. In fact, who is reacting? We are the one reacting. And by the way, this reaction on this screen is my responsibility. The only thing is that he can't sue me right? Because you have to sue Nezeville first, and then you sue the person that gave you the Nezeville, and then you now sue, maybe you come and sue your own family who released it into the public. This is the reality of how the world we live in works. It's not right and wrong, it's not black and white. Even in court, it's evidence-based. If you don't have evidence, even if it's truth. Did you not lose in court already? Even if it's truth, you don't get evidence, you go shall I
explain, because no evidence. Sorry.
That's how the life we live in works. Do you understand? Let me play it one more time. This man, from what we just listened, I don't know if it's Emeka Ike, that voice I just listened to is an abuser. Right? That's an abuser. Let's play it.
You as a force against me, and you're standing and you're telling me, this is what I will do. Michael, fuck you. That's just...
Did you not hear that part? Did you hear that part? Whatever made a man get to a place, all of us can agree that a man got to a place where he had to say F you to his own son. It doesn't look good. Okay? You can use any label you want. Is he mentally healed? He was frustrated. He was angry. All of that I agree with. But you have to first of all also admit that you mean that. And stop going back and forth and justifying it. Okay? Was he a frustrated man, angry at his son? Yes. So we're not disagreeing. Don't confuse yourself. Right? Was he a man who lost control of his family? Who lost respect from his own family, his own son? Yes. Can we agree on that? Can we start from that? Anyway, don't let me talk too much because there's a lot that I want to cover here. And some backward people on the internet say Emma is teaching children hate and respect. So if you say that and you leave that voice note for a son of yours, are you not aware that you're actually teaching them? Okay, he's not aware. Are you not aware that what you just saw is still teaching them? The children, by the way, this is not a child. They learn from your behavior more than what you say. You didn't know that? Oh yeah, they do. They do. Somebody says, is that a movie snippet? Me, I don't know. Let me play it for you again.
Started, Michael. I'll crush Emma. I will trash Emma. Better remove yourself from that woman, or you will be crushed along.
This guy thought it was acting. He probably didn't snap out of one of his characters. And then he goes on to say he has a son in Sierra Leone.
Son is from Sierra Leone, president's daughter.
I don't know. But this person sounds like Emeka Ike. I don't know if it's him. Uses his own mouth say, he has a son with the president's daughter from Sierra Leone.
Former Sierra Leone president daughter. If you don't know, and he's your age mate, so stop.
And he's his age mate. I think this young man is about 22 or so. Some people say 19, 22. I don't know. Kini could make difference. This person will show you shege, will show you pepper. If you have a son like this person will show you pepper. Never mind the mother. You're concerned about the mother. Mother don't move on 10 years ago. All she said is that I feel like I'm still being abused in the media space. Right? But this boy I'm looking at, and he looks like him too. It's not shaggy, it's not physical or anything like that, right? Just look at how much he's frustrated. We know for a fact that this boy, the very being of this boy, and has frustrated him now. Whatever, he's not listening to something. He's already frustrated. The reality is that this boy is already showing him shaggy, and he does not know what to do with it. All the Emekas in the world, one of your biggest issues is that you don't know how to look at your result and say, I don't know what I'm doing, I need help. And that's not a crime. The result I'm creating It's not working. Even though I use all the 1960 tactics that I learned from my father, our traditional cultural thing, it's not working. Can I at least agree with my reality that it's not working? That's one of the issues here. You can't see like, okay, that right in my face. My son is dragging me woto on Tuesday. Maybe they manipulated him. Yes, whatever you want to call it, whatever the reason is, first of all, agree that you are collecting shege woto. According to Emeka, Ike'S has been crying every day on and off for the past several days. I'll see if I can play that video before we finish this. Okay, this is another interview with some guy called Azu. Different from Robin Minds and TVC. All right, and then at this point he says,
So stop bragging, nigga.
So stop bragging, ninja. To his own son. No, it's not funny. But that is a man that does not know what he's doing. Can we agree to that? Yeah, but you should scold the son too. The son is not saying much. All he said is that he's dead to that man. It's not saying much. And the other thing he said is that if you're not taking my mother's side on this one, block me. What do you expect from me? Like, what are your expectations? Because again, one of the issues we talk about, one of the major things we talk about here is managing your expectations. What are your expectations when he was the one who was in sole custody of this boy for 10 years before their mother had them in the past 2 years? Right? If he had learned from the best. Right? I actually think you haven't seen the best of this boy yet if he continues. Okay? Now, obviously, they might be different in personality. Right? And temperament. But that boy, the other audio we heard was that boy threatening his father with the big S, ultimate S word. And the response that Emeka could give because he lacks skills. Life skills. It's not even relationship skills. Life skills. He lacks life skills. The only response he can give is to tell him to go and just jump under the truck. No, we're not shaming Emeka. We just... this is what you and I were looking at this together. These are the reality you need to face first before you can face forward. Because if he doesn't agree with this reality, which a lot of people do, they're just disconnected from reality. If he doesn't, he's going to be telling himself lies. There's going to be enough people on the internet telling him lies. What they sound like? Well, I don't know if I really believe the woman. Everything the woman said aligned with what he said. Everything. There's nothing that she said except the part where she said nobody came to court to go and beg. That's the only time. That's the only point where she said that was all lies. And she did say he cook up lies and all this kind of stuff. But in that interview, everything she said aligns. They lost a school.
That's one that a prostitute's daughter made for me. That's what you are.
That one that a prostitute daughter made for me. Wait, what is he talking about?
I have a son from Sierra Leonean president's daughter. Former Sierra Leonean president's daughter. If you don't know and he's your age mate, so stop bragging, nigga. That's one that a prostitute's daughter made for me. That's what you are.
That one that the prostitute daughter made for me. That's what you are. I didn't say it's Emeka that said it. It's allegedly. I don't know where this audio came from. You can be the judge if you want.
Trailer, jam your head, bust them for road, make you dramatic, shovel, scrape them for ground, go put them for dustbin. Don't write me again. Don't call me. I don't want to see you. Because when I come for you, pow!
Let's have some empathy for Emeka. This is a man who completely lost it. He was frustrated with his son. But he's ignorant to how to handle life crisis. And unfortunately, for a man who is more than 50 years old, especially a man who is more than 50 years old, that's not an excuse. We got to get it together now. Stop everything. Get it together now. It's okay to need help. Let's normalize needing help. Let's not normalize men jumping out into the internet street to talk anyhow in the name of they must speak up. No, wrong. You're wrong. If they can, they should speak up, but it should be done within the controlled environment. Do you see? That's the hunger of a man. That's the hunger of a man who had bottled so much emotions in for so long. And then you say, just come and speak up. No, he's going to destroy everything he cares about with his own hands. Because of the monitoring spirit is not your mate.
You will shut to death.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, okay. I will stop playing that. Let me come to the chat for a second here. He can't try the BS with Western women. Once it comes to Niger women, their blood go day hot. Yeah, and it's not going to work much longer. It's going to get worse and worse, you know, because they have options now. And that's a good thing, because you need to empower yourself with better tactics and strategies to nurture your relationships. Those controlling, manipulative behavior, they never worked. They worked because the environment was conducive for it. The environment has changed. And nobody's taking your power away. You just need to learn actual power now for the first time. He's breathing like he was inhaling and exhaling hellfire. Emma is lucky not to be in the same house with Emma. Can you imagine them being in the same house? Can you imagine, gentlemen, you especially, can you imagine you getting that angry, you being in the same house with the woman who made you that angry? Is that what you want to be inside? Do you want to end up doing shalaye in that kind of scenario? Talking about, oh, she slapped first. How is that relevant to anything? That's not relevant. The moment you put the word first on it, the moment you put the word first, or you say something like the aggressor, you are in the wrong position. You don't have such luxury. And we're talking about your wife. You're talking about the first aggressor. That's stupid. We're talking about your wife. And you're worrying about who was the first aggressor is. You're in the wrong position, in the wrong arena in the first place. You should not be there in the first place. And you first of all hold yourself accountable and say, why am I in this space in the first place? Shout out to Emeka. He actually said he had been asking himself, why am I here? Why am I here? That's a good place to start from. And it's a terrible place to go to and say that she was the first aggressor. It's only a weirdo PA that will say such bullshit. He actually threw him under the bus. They asked him a very simple question. Let me see if I can play it. They asked him a very, very simple question. Did he lay hands on her? Mama did it first. Or there. You just admitted to it. Or there. Or there. You threw him under the bus. Oh yeah, but it matters who did it first. No, it doesn't matter unless you have evidence. Even at that, God help you. If you don't have proper influence and stuff like that, if you're in the wrong society, you go collect. You collect. I keep telling you, this thing is not as simple as you're making it to be black and white. It's never been that simple. But you got away with it for so long. You got away with it for so long. Let me see here. I'm trying to see if I can find the video. Yeah, the video. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully I can find it though. Because it will make more sense as I'm talking about it to actually play it. You ask him, did he ever lay hands? Mama did it first. That's how manipulative. That's how they throw themselves inside the hole. When you try so hard to control narrative and you just don't know how to back off. It's been 10 years, you still can't back off. I'm not sure if he sent this guy to come and be doing shalaye for him, but he threw him under the bus. He made it worse for him. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on 1 second. It's all types of internet skin here. Hold on 1 second. Not this one now. Where is this thing now? Okay, let me see if I can find it this way. Okay. All right, no problem. Let me come to the chat for a second. Even that voice note is a threat. If not here, he will go to jail. Yeah, you go to jail for the note. We're not going to trust you. You're going to sleep in jail for a weekend. But it is not the Western world. How things happen in different. You're in a Western world. Get that shit in your head. You're in a Western world. Especially if you're a man of means like Emeka Ike. You're in the Western world. Are you kidding me? Emeka's brand is enough to make him more money and continue to make other brands money and stuff like that still till today. If he can just get himself together. He's still an extremely big guy, a man of means. You're in the Western world. And you have to move like you have something to lose. And people that have things to lose, they don't get stuck on right and wrong. They don't. They know it's a little bit more complex than that. Not a little bit, a lot more complex than that. At the very least, Emeka has anger issues. Obviously, a disgusting mouth. I see why the ex-wife mentioned she preferred he hit her instead of him abusing her. My wife has said that before. She has said that before. She's like, now I'd rather, she said that here on the shows before. She said, I don't like Oroman, like I'd rather you beat me. And people take that off like, that's a toxic. No. But the point is that verbal abuse is just as hurtful. If you can't comprehend that, you will lose your family. Like, I can't argue with you. If you can't comprehend that verbal abuse can be as more hurtful than physical abuse, if you can't, don't argue with me. Don't argue with your destiny. You will lose your family. It's only a matter of time. He's got to be on drugs with that voice note. Maybe he was. Oga has confessed to cheating by his own mouth. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Hey, Ice, good to see you. Parenting is not beans. No, it's not beans. Parenting is just as complex and complicated as relationships. There are skill sets that you need to learn because these kids are human beings and human beings are not your mate. They carry emotions. If you miss that mark 7 years old, there's a whole different phase you enter. And usually if you miss that mark at 7 years old, you probably have coconut head. You'll be blaming the child. So it's like a snowball effect. It's like a vicious cycle. You just hurt yourself more and more and more because like this one doesn't listen. Are you listening? Wait, how did it become that the parents should listen? Welcome to the real world. Yes, you have to listen. By the way, you've always had to listen, but it's highlighted more now because we're in a new place. Welcome to the real world. You know? He's almost 60. Something ain't right upstairs, or could it be drug abuse? No, it doesn't have to be that deep. But it's deep at the same time. Make I not confuse myself. Right? There's many grown folks walking around like this. Some of them, they were lucky to have very good kids who actually are thinking for them. Some of them have their kids thinking for them, like, you know when you as a child said, just leave mama alone. You're actually doing the work for them now. Some of them are lucky like that. Some of them are not so lucky. Emeka is not lucky. He doesn't have that luck. Okay? And yes, there are many 60, 70-year-old parented from a very controlling place, and they just happen to be lucky. Right? Just ask around. You start seeing people say, well, I didn't speak to my father, including Emeka, including Daddy Freeze. I didn't speak to my father for 6 months. I did all this kind of stuff, all toxic behavior, and they're normalizing it. Okay? And the reason why they're toxic, because you never know, to you it might like be normal. The other person, their threshold is hit long time ago. They cut you off. You don't own anybody. You don't own your kids. They came to you biologically speaking. Yes, sure. You don't own them. They will cut you off. And so we are encouraging now, why are you misleading these people? No, don't mislead yourself. You're in a different world. You actually need the skills of relationship now. The more we move into the future, the more you need it. Right and wrong is not enough. Everybody have the same moral standard. You think you're right, they think they are right. So it's me and you. Me against me and you. Your word against mine. As opposed to you having the skills to say, hey, let me get this person on my team so that it can be us against the world. Completely up to you. Anyway, I still wonder why he still come online to put his family issues out there. They say, they ask him. It's because they ask him. They shouldn't have asked him. What? Kill me. They shouldn't have asked him. What do you mean by that? Yep, I fail to believe he did this with a sober mind. There are many people that have controlling behavior from sober minds. Many, they're everywhere. Is that Adebusa that said that? Or D-Love? Are you not paying attention? There are people, they are controlling people everywhere. Some of them are the first to call people controlling. On that interview, Emeka was calling women manipulative. Have you forgotten? So soon. It was just 1 week ago. Right? And people do what they do when they do how they feel when they're not sober. Okay? Even if they get drunk or anything like that. I was just telling my boys yesterday, I said, listen, if a girl is falling all over the place and you were hanging out and they get drunk and they're dragging them, take her home and don't go back and pick her up again. Or maybe because she got drunk. No, if she got drunk, she did exactly what she wanted to do. Okay? This guy gets ego, no be small. He likes praising himself and absolutely lacks accountability at a zero level. Yeah, shout out to Brother Ben. Sorry, so late to catch that. Sorry for the 9.99. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Oh, I love me. Thank you, bros. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So this is not about judging Emeka, because that's not what we're trying to do. Because then we will miss it again. We will miss it exactly like the people that are judging the ex-wife. Okay? We need to see for what it is. We need to spell out. It's a lot of things going on here that we need to spell out. There's too many. There's a lot of nuances that we can't catch all of them, but we catch as much. And then you notice that there'll be patterns at some point. Then you start catching it. The reality is that abuse is not some kind of absolute dictionary meaning thing. If the person you're with say they're feeling abused, you have to pay attention at that point. You don't sit down there and argue with your destiny if it's dictionary meaning of abuse or not. You will shoot yourself on the legs, literally. Literally. You don't sit down there and just be arguing that. And it starts with little things, right? Small things, right? They push back small. Instead of you to say that that's a small crisis, let's listen in. Let's listen actively. Kilo mean. Okay, here's what we're trying to do. Let's draw out the vision. Okay, what are your thoughts on this, right? And knowing how to do that. That's leadership. If you can't do that, you deserve all the collection that comes from the social media and your wife and your children. Because there are 8 billion people here. You don't get away with this nonsense just because you think you're special and you are the one who speaks the truth. No, there are 8 billion people here. Do you understand? Okay. And they are being influenced. You're being influenced as well, right? And you better pay attention to your social skills. Pay attention to when somebody pushes back, including your kids. Learn how to ask why. Dig into the why, like why. Including, why do I feel the way I feel? It's called self-reflection. Segun Arize said if he is not careful, he will become a pariah. What is a pariah? That was 8 years ago. I don't know what that is. Oh, that was 8 years ago. Right. Because they don't change, especially they don't seek the help they need. It's making it look like the woman knock akpaku. Right? If the ex-wife was a prostitute, what does that say of him? Yeah. Gentlemen, these are the questions you ask yourself. If I'm married to an Olosho, what does that say of me? That's where your power is. That's your point of leverage. Right? Look at yourself and say, what does that say of me? Right? He who associates with a prostitute must be a prostitute too. Which way, Emeka? It must mean something, Sha. We need to know why. How did he end up here? Right? Oh, well, he did say he had been asking, how did I end up here? So he cries on and off. There's a video that I'm going to play for us. We're going to get through it in a second. Niger men go collect. They're going to lose their family. It's going to be bad because some of them are also comparing themselves to African American experience, and it's like there's some patterns, but they're mixing all kind of nonsense together. Oh my God, they go collect.
Touching and kissing, make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we done enough.